So Karissa said she usually does well under pressure. What kind of do you see from her when there's a little more pressure?
I mean, I think she's really learned how to handle pressure well. You know, she's been in a lot of pressure-packed situations over the last few years, and you know, she's just getting better and better at dealing with it. And you walk out onto the track, and you got 20 people with cameras in the lane 4, and all the hype around it is, obviously she came out and just took care of business tonight, so that was pretty cool. And the Drake Relays director reached out to us, and when we started talking about running the 5K, and and said, hey, the Drake Relays record's 15:31. What do you think about us, build a campaign around her coming in to try to break the record? I'm like, well, let me touch base with her, and she was like, oh yeah, let's do it. Is it going to help the Drake Relays? I said, yeah, it probably will. She was like, okay, do it. So she's a Mizzou black and gold through and through, big time team person. Anything she can do to help the program, she's willing to do. So us being able to promote tonight, and her, being able to handle the pressure and go out and perform, she wants to do that, not just for herself, but for the team and the program. That extended out to Drake Relays because that's home for her. Des Moines is home. She grew up on that oval, so pretty cool to have somebody that's willing to do all that and then be able to back it up.
Yeah, can you sort of go in a little more explaining how much her being here and being so successful the last 4 years has sort of affected the atmosphere of this meet and just the program in general?
Oh, incredibly. I don't know if can really quantify it yet. I think that just the I think the Mizzou brand from a track and field standpoint has grown in just leaps and bounds with her success. Just everywhere around town, at the NCAA level, at the world level, people know us because they know her. 5-time NCAA champion. I mean, she's the poster child for distance running in America now, up and coming. She's the up and coming star, and so it's done great. Recruiting has been fantastic. We're talking to kids that are really, really good, and they love talking about Karissa, and that's one of the reasons why they're interested in our program, is because they've followed her success, and that's great. That's great for us, and hopefully that continues. We can build on it and continue to ride the momentum forward and create good, positive performances after she graduates, so we can continue that momentum moving forward.
What was the process of bringing in Mancy to run with her today?
Yeah, so we decided to run at home, really during indoors. We had been kicking around trying to take her somewhere to run 1500 out west, and there's a huge meet tonight out west, Azusa Pacific and Mount Sac, huge fast 1500s. There's another one next weekend. Let's see, there's another one at Stanford this weekend as well, and then we just decided that she's traveled so much, and she's got a lot going on, getting ready for the NCAA championship run coming up here, SECs and the NCAA series, that we just decided to run at home and one last chance. We haven't run here. She hasn't run in this meet. And we thought it was really important to kind of give back to the community and people around Columbia to give them a chance to see her run. And so we started promoting her running here, and we had some people step up and say, hey, we want to see a race. How can we help? And we said, well, can help if we find a professional. You can help get her here. And so that's kind of how that took place. So we had some folks step up and help get Megan here from New York, New Jersey, and it works out really well because she's going on to Drake Relays to run the road mile there on Tuesday. So it really fit in well, and her coach, Frank Gagliano, is a legendary coach. He's her coach, and he was all for it and supportive of it. So she was great attitude about it. She came in excited to race, and I thought she did a great job getting in there, and I don't think Karissa breaks the record without her in the race as well. So I thought it worked out well overall.
So those donors reached out and said they paid for her to fly out here?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
People important enough they want to see a good race. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. And it's nice because she's a professional, so there's no, you don't have to worry about any kind of rules, things, or anything like that. So it was, just getting her out here is great, and she was willing to do it, and it worked out great.
How did you identify her?
Well, it works out great because we're, with Karissa, we're trying to figure out her agent. So just those interactions with the agents to say, hey, do you guys have anybody that's run, 412 or better in the last year that would be interested in coming out? So they all just kind of scoured their Rolodex, and no one has Rolodexes anymore. And they found her, and she was willing to do it, and it worked out, and we brought her out. So yeah, that was kind of how it all came together.
What did you expect tonight in terms of the time she was going to run, and how did she compare to that?
Well, I thought the first goal was to break the school record. That was the thing that we were really just wanted to make sure we got done. And she really wanted to break 410, and that was the secondary goal, is break 410. And I think that effort tonight was a sub 410 effort. It was a little breezy. She had to do quite a bit of work. If it was a perfect scenario, we had a rabbit through 1200 and she could just sit and kick, she probably runs under 410. But given the conditions and the situation, it was just her and one other person from 600 out or 700 out or whatever it was. Phenomenal. Like, what an effort. What a great effort on her part. And, they get to a lap to go, and I'm looking at my watch going, man, this is going to be tough. Like, I don't know if she's going to get the record tonight. And she came up big in that last lap, so in the last 150. One of the laps 150 was she just put it in another gear. That was really good to see, because that's a gear that she hasn't had to use yet, because she's been pretty much in control of most of the races she's been in. So that was a gear that I really wanted to see, and that was worth it, every penny of it, just to see that extra gear.
What was the experience like for you tonight, seeing fans and seeing all of her, classmates and other student athletes that she sees, throughout the training center, and just people on the track? What was that like for you tonight?
Yeah, it was special. We always talked about that. Like, how do we get people to come out for a track meet? Well, it took a 5-time NCAA champion to race at home to try to break the record, and we got people out, and it was great. Coach Halter had the idea of the cowbells, and that was exciting to have that. And he also had the idea of let people up in the lane 4, so you kind of close it in a little bit and get that European feel. That's how they do things over in Europe in those big races. It's kind of closed in and has that kind of unique feeling of running faster when you're closed in, And so that was pretty cool. Had friends texting me from neighbors texting me from the baseball game, going, "Hey, tell Karissa congratulations. We watched the race from over here." They were up watching the game, and they flipped around and watched the race, and then flipped back around and watched the baseball game, and then to have a chance for other student athletes to come watch her run. They hear about her all the time and everything. So I hope a lot of them came out and got a chance to see her run, and hopefully some of the administrators. I know I saw our faculty rep Pam hitting out there. Really good for her to get the chance to see her. Pam was a big time runner at Wisconsin back in the day, and so it was really cool for her, I think, to get to see Karissa running, in person. And hopefully there were some other administrators that had a chance to come over and watch her run too. So yeah, it's pretty special for all of us, I think, for that to take place tonight.
You said this was her first time running this meet in a while. Did she not run the Tom Botts meet last year?
Rabbited the 5.
Yeah, she helped out, I think, right? Because we were gearing up for the big 1500 at Drake the next week, and then she had run the week before. So we had gone
Mount Sac last year, wasn't it? That was Stanford.
No, that was 2 years ago.
Right.
2 years ago we were at Mount Sac. That's why she didn't run here 2 years ago. I think we had run like the week before, and we were planning on the week after. This worked out well because we ran at Stanford, and then we took 2 weekends off, and then we geared up for her to run here. So it just didn't work out schedule-wise last year for her to wind. When you got someone at her level, like, you don't just you got to really plan out when you rev up the engine. Yeah. And it just didn't work out last year to fire it up on this weekend. And this year we just planned ahead and made sure we made it happen. Yeah.
How often do you think about and acknowledge the hourglass that's in the back of your mind, that the clock that's running out with your time with Karissa? Does it hit you and be like, oh my gosh, it's, I have to cherish today, just work out.
Yeah.
This is my last, what's that like with your last, month or two? With
her? It's we talk about it quite a bit actually now. A couple years ago, people was like, hey, enjoy the ride. It's gonna be a whirlwind, and it's gonna be over with before you know it. And I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. and now you're like, holy cow, it's almost over, you know. And yeah, she just has been incredible, you know, not just for the program and what she's done and everything, but like, you know, just in practice, like just watching her do workouts, we're just constantly amazed at what she's able to do, and just makes it look so easy. So yeah, it's gonna be different. We got a lot of great kids in our program that we're excited about. She's certainly, you know, really special, and you know, you can't replace somebody like that. You don't even try. So we're just gonna enjoy the next month and a half, or what is it, 2 months, and you know, get her through the USA outdoor meet, and then you know, she'll turn pro either right before that or right after it, and you know, just support her any way we can to help her have the best professional career she possibly can. And we'll know she's always Mizzou made, so that's all, you know, that's something we'll always be proud of, is that, you know, when she's standing up on the Olympic medal stand someday, we'll know she's Mizzou made. That'll be something pretty cool.
Decision been made yet what she'll run at conference and then regionals? Is she going to just focus on the 5, or is she going to try to pull off the 5K, sure. 10K, or is she done with the 10K for a while? What's the plan?
Yeah, 15.5 at the conference meet, I think, is not any secret. That's something we'll plan on for sure. I don't think we haven't really decided the NCAA stretch yet. This 1500 helps, you know, obviously we gotta knock the 5K out next week. I don't think that regional time will be an issue, but just getting through the race and getting all that done will be key. And then we'll sit down. We probably won't decide until after the SEC meet. I think we get through the 1500 and 5K at the SEC meet, and then we kind of feel, you know, where she's at and see where her head's at and what she feels most confident in. And I know that it was tough recovery from the 10K. Like, that was an eye opener for her. I think, you know, her running 32 flat, she felt really good about it at Stanford, and she liked it. She said, "Hey, I really like that." I was like, "Wow, that was awesome," because for sure I thought she was going to say she was hated it.
Yeah.
You know, but she really liked it. But the recovery was tough. So, you know, we're sitting there thinking, wow, you know, you got to run, you know, Wednesday, Friday. I can't remember if it's Wednesday, Friday, or Thursday, Saturday at the NCAA meet. But you only got 1 day of recovery before you come back in the 5. So we got a lot to think about there. So we haven't decided yet.